I've always wanted to try flying in Brazil, but to tell you the truth, I didn't really want to come here. Takeoffs from a winch, I prefer the hills. Difficult returns from downwind flights, I prefer flying triangles. And especially flying in the flatlands, I prefer the mountains. This year a good Czech group came up here, so I thought this was the best opportunity to try it out. There are basically two ways to work here. Just pay for a lift for around €40 each and deal with the returns yourself. Or buy a package for around €200 per day, which includes hotel, unlimited lifts, and most importantly, the retrieve. The way these work is that when you land, you press a button on a satellite tracker and a car that drove below you will pick you up at the nearest dirt road. You usually make it home the same day. It usually takes the whole next day on your own. Ondra recommended Eurismar's company, and I have to say that I have never seen such a great service. If there is a meeting somewhere, he is there 10 minutes early. If there is an external problem, he solves it immediately. If it's blowing even harder than usual, he'll bring in extra guys from the village to hold the wings. When towing, he's great with his wife, who helps the pilots on takeoff and radios in what's going on. She still manages to shoot videos while she's at it. When I land somewhere in the woods, Eurismar takes a local guy who knows the area and comes along to pick me up. If I end up in a really inaccessible place, he can still pick me up. He'll just warn me that it's better to land by the roads, because if something happens, it'll be a long time before he gets to me. And if I bomb out and he doesn't have any other pilots, he'll go with me to a place where the locals go for a bath. During my stay, he raised the bar even higher by buying a Starlink, which gives him a signal everywhere, which is otherwise tricky around here. The retrieves are very efficient, they recover bombed-out pilots from the wilderness, and if other people are still flying, he puts the bombed-out ones in a taxi and go recover the others. Eurismar flies himself, so he can guess where the pilot will still fly to and doesn't linger in places the pilots will overrun. Eurismar has a large group arriving today and I was originally supposed to start with them. But Ondra arranged a service for me right from the arrival, with Eurismar only attending to me and later Martin joining us. It's probably a bit more complicated now, but Eurismar will definitely manage, he already has more cars and drivers. It was pretty good until now, because there were at least some clouds from time to time, but now the clouds have completely disappeared. There is some big fire in front of me, so I think it's going to be tough now. But you can try the satellite live. I don't think I have much signal here, which is why the X contest isn't working, but the spot should.
OK, Kubo, zkus to udržet, já letím za tebou, zkusím tě nějak následovat, ukaž mi cestu, jedem. A kam se hrabeš na vránu?
2 days in a row now I've bombed out. Yesterday was completely stupid when I thought I was out of the worst of it. So I missed a thermal and ended up on the ground. So today I thought, better a sparrow in the hand than a pigeon on the roof. And I was the very last of the bunch to take off. But I don't regret it, because Ondra, who went first, he bombed out. And then he went to the restart and now he's flying behind me. I preferred to go later. The wind is the strongest today of all days. When I was thermaling the climb and I was turned back against the wind. So I've got a bit of a break on. And I was only doing about 20 kilometers per hour when I was thermaling the thermal. Only backwards. Not forward, but backwards. So it was really windy today. It's eased up now, it's not so bad. I've just crossed a difficult area, there were some wetlands. There were some thermals, but they were crazy turbulent. I don't know exactly why. They always say, dry air, it's wilder, wet air, it's calmer. Well, not here at all. It was very choppy up there over the wetlands. I think I'm flying much further north than I did the last time. I don't really recognize this place, so then I'll have to see which way I flew it the first time and which way I'm flying it now. But I've got a turn point on to miss the Fortaleza airspace. And I'm holding steady so I don't fly into that airspace. So I'm consistently heading away from that airspace. So it should work, plus the wind is more from the east now. So I shouldn't get as much of a drift. I'll see how far I can fly. We can't fly together because we have 2 winches. But it seems dangerous for both of them to be towing. We only have 1 runway. And even when everyone is ready, by the time the next person gets into the air, the first person is already 10 kilometers away. Plus, when we wait for intervals, as it's blowing a lot, we always wait for it to lighten up. And then it is more. So we can't do that, so we fly alone. But it's still nice.
Škoda.